Have you ever wondered why one person keeps appearing in your mind again and again, even when you're trying to focus on something else? What if I told you that when someone is stuck in your thoughts like that, there are hidden things happening inside their mind too, things most people never notice? In this video, you're going to learn 5 surprising psychological effects that start unfolding in the other person when you can't stop thinking about them. These are not the usual tips you hear everywhere. These are the lesser-known, quietly powerful signs that reveal how deeply your presence affects them, even from a distance. And make sure you watch this video till the very end, because the 5th sign is the one most people overlook. Yet it's the strongest clue of all. Welcome to Psycho Library, the place where we decode hidden emotions and human behavior in the simplest way. If you enjoy learning about the mind and relationships, make sure you subscribe and join our growing community. Sign 1, they're thinking about you too. Before we talk about the deeper signs, let's start with something most people don't expect. When someone stays on your mind all the time, there's a strong chance you're also living quietly inside their thoughts. It's almost like an invisible loop, you think of them, because somewhere in their day, they're thinking of you too. Psychology suggests that the mind doesn't hold on to random people. It holds on to the ones who created an emotional mark through a moment, a conversation, a feeling, or even a small detail. And when someone remembers tiny things about you, the way you reacted to a joke, the story you told once, or even the expression you made, it usually means your presence has left a mental imprint on them. You won't see this directly, but you might notice subtle hints. Maybe they replay moments with you in their head. Maybe they find themselves thinking about how you're doing right now. Or maybe a simple routine in their day suddenly reminds them of you. Even when you're not around, these little echoes in their mind are often the first quiet sign that your thoughts and theirs may be more connected than you realize. Sign 2, they're mentally checking in with you. Before we talk about the next signs, think about this for a moment. Have you ever caught yourself wondering what someone is doing, even when you're not talking to them? That quiet habit, that subtle mental check-in, often happens on the other side too. When someone is constantly on your mind, it's usually because in their own private world, they're replaying little pieces of you. Maybe they revisit your last conversation. Maybe they imagine how you'd react to something funny that happened today. Or maybe they pause for a second and think, I wonder how they're doing right now. This happens because you mattered more than you realized. Your presence left an emotional fingerprint, a memory that refuses to fade into the background. And when someone mentally checks in with you without contacting you, it shows something deeper than casual interest. It means you've affected them. Your energy, your expressions, your words, they all stuck with this person in a way they can't brush off. You've become part of their inner dialogue, even in moments when no one else knows it's happening. Sign 3, they're holding your details and preferences. Before we talk about the next layer, think about how the mind works when something truly matters to us. We don't just remember the big moments, we remember the tiny details. And when someone holds on to the little things about you, it's a sign that you've taken a special place in their memory. They might recall your favorite food, the joke you made that day, or that small story you shared without thinking twice. These details may seem ordinary to you, but to them they became moments worth keeping. Psychology tells us that memory becomes stronger when emotion is involved. So if they're remembering the small pieces of you, it's because your presence triggered feelings they couldn't ignore. This isn't something people do when you're just another person passing through their life. It shows that you've stayed with them, not physically but mentally. A part of you lingers in their thoughts in a way that doesn't fade easily. They're not just recalling information, they're holding on to the parts of you that meant something to them, even if they never say it out loud. Sign 4, they're emotionally affected by you. Before we talk about the next sign, think about how rare it is for someone to influence our emotions without even being present. When you find yourself thinking about someone constantly, it usually means they've already taken up space in your emotional world. And the same often happens to them. Your presence, or your absence, can quietly shape their mood. Maybe they feel a wave of comfort when they see your name pop up. Maybe they feel a spark of joy remembering something you said. Or maybe they feel a strange heaviness when you're distant, when you're silent, or when they simply don't know what you're up to. This happens because once you're in someone's mind, you become part of their emotional landscape. Your influence doesn't stay at the surface, it sinks deeper. Their reactions, their subtle shifts in mood, their sudden moments of thinking about you, all of it is emotional evidence that you matter more than you realize. They might check your updates quietly, notice small changes in your tone, or sense when something seems off with you. Even without speaking, they're tuned into you. Almost like their feelings echo yours in ways they don't fully understand. Sign 5. They're imagining a future or next steps with you. Before we talk about the final sign, think about what the mind naturally does when someone becomes more than just a passing thought. It starts to imagine, starts to create little possibilities. And whether they admit it or not, someone who constantly thinks about you often begins picturing what could come next. Maybe they imagine meeting you again. Maybe they rehearse what they would say if you talked today. Or maybe they go further, imagining a moment, a plan, or a future where your paths cross again in a meaningful way. This happens because constant thoughts don't stay still. They evolve. What begins as a memory quietly shifts into anticipation, curiosity, sometimes even hope. And that shift is a powerful clue that you're not just part of their present. You've already slipped into their future too. Your presence has carved out space in their mind, not just as someone they remember, but as someone they imagine continuing with. And even if these thoughts are silent and internal, they reveal something deeper than simple interest. They show that part of them is already moving toward you, wondering what the next step with you might look like. So we talked about the 5 subtle signs that might be happening. On the other side, when someone stays on your mind, they may be thinking about you too, mentally checking in with you, holding on to your details, feeling emotionally affected by you, and even imagining a future or the next steps with you. But remember, this isn't about reading minds or making guarantees. Everyone expresses their inner world differently. These signs simply help you understand how human thought and emotion can mirror each other in quiet, surprising ways. If someone keeps appearing in your thoughts, maybe take a moment to reflect. Maybe you're also showing up in their mind in these exact ways. And if any of this resonates with you, think about what it says about your own feelings too. Either way, knowing how thought space works gives you insight, not expectation. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like it and subscribe to Psycho Library for more powerful insights into the human mind.